Hello, everybody. My name's Linda Petrone. I'm going to bring you on a little bit of a guided tour through Cookidoo, our recipe library. It's a brief overview. Should you wish to go into a little bit more detail, I highly recommend you book into one of the Cookidoo lessons that we offer on a regular basis. Please message me directly if you would like to know when the next one is coming up. All right, so without further ado, I'm just going to share my screen and I'll take you through a little bit of a guided tour. Okay, what you see first when you first join Cookidoo is you come up to the main screen. The main screen is what we call our search screen and quite user-friendly. You can see my name's appearing here. And the key thing here is to remember that it's not just this one screen. You need to use your mouse or scroll if you're on your phone or iPad and scroll all the way through. You've got everything on this first page to do with safety messages, most cooked recipes, anything that's new and trending. And you'll also get these little sections which are tutorials. And if you can scroll through these left and right, and you'll see that there's a whole bunch of information here that's available to you as well. So I would really encourage you not just to skip that first section, go through, and where it says take me here, go in and have a look at some of the content that is in here. There's suggested recipes and everything. So it is something that if you haven't gone and had a look through these little tutorials, I would encourage you to do so. As you scroll down, you'll notice that sometimes there's some videos. Recipe developers sometimes even pick some recipes for you. But yeah, lots of things are happening on this first screen. Some of our latest cookbooks and collections are available here also. So that's our first screen. I'm going to focus on the top three headings on this main web page here: explore, my recipes, and my week, and then also how to search. So that gives you an overview on the first page. So as an example, you might be searching for chicken recipes. So you could do one or two things. You could type in the word chicken and press enter, and a whole bunch of chicken recipes will appear for you. Now, same thing goes if you were after a vegetable. So say you're after, let's just go zucchini. So you can see the word zucchini will come up, and you've got a whole choice there of zucchini recipes. Now, one thing you might notice in this section here is I've got a whole bunch of what's called filters set up. And I've got countries here like Australia, United Kingdom, United States, Italy, Germany, Singapore, China. It's because of the way in which I've set up my filters. I can remove these at any time by pressing the cross. I can just actually remove these filters, and I can keep them just at English speaking countries, if that's what I was after. And you can add anything else in here as well. And you can lock it in so that these filters are there for you all the time. So let's go over to this grey box on the left-hand side where it says filters, and I'll explain that a little bit clearer. So when you press on the filters, you can actually search for recipes that are in categories as well. So at the moment, I've still got that word zucchini selected. So you can see it's giving me some search results here. But if we scroll down, you'll also find that there's a section here called ingredients. And at the moment, I've got no other ingredients selected. But just say I wanted to cook with another ingredient and it was tomato. So I could basically start typing and select tomato, and now I'm including recipes that have got tomato and zucchini. However, just say I'm cooking for a friend of mine who has an egg allergy. I might want to look for recipes that don't have egg. So to do that, we start with a minus sign, and then we type the word egg. And now you'll see that across here where it says selected ingredients, I'm now looking for recipes that have no egg, so without egg, but they do include tomato and my first ingredient that I've got, which was zucchini. I can actually bring that even tighter in a search and just say I wanted to go in and use some tags say my friend is not only got an egg allergy, she's also gluten-free. So I can actually type in here gluten-free. Oops, I'll start again, gluten-free. And now I'm actually searching for gluten-free recipes as well. You'll notice the whole time on the bottom right-hand corner, my results are actually now becoming a little bit tighter because we're fine-tuning. We're looking for things that are quite specific to what we want to do. If we scroll down a little bit further, this is where you can actually start to select things like how much time you've got, how many people you wanted to be cooking for, and you can even start searching in the ratings. Now, I will preempt, but ratings are some of our newer recipes haven't actually been rated yet. So if you don't see any stars, that doesn't necessarily mean that that recipe is not good. It's just probably new and it hasn't actually had any ratings against it yet. But if you do come across a recipe that you like, I would encourage you to rate it. It also helps you here with the version of Thermomix that you have. So for our TM31 owners, if you want to look for recipes that are specific to the size of your bowl, because the TM31 obviously is a smaller bowl size, you could then search for recipes on here that are just to do with your TM31. However, our 5 and 6, they've got the same size bowl. So the only difference here would be in our TM6, of course, we've got a new feature function, which would be our high heat mode. And you can also do things like sous vide cooking and stuff like that. So there's a slight difference between the 5 and the 6 in that sense with the cooking modes. You also get access to your blade cover peeler in here, and you can see other accessories that you can add. Now, as you scroll down, I spoke before about countries and languages, etc. I've got my language defaulted to English, but my countries, because I removed some of the other ones, are now defaulted at Australia, United Kingdom, United States, and Canada. If I wanted to bring another country into this, I could just go down here and I could select another country. Say I chose Singapore, and now I've added that in. What you can do, if this is something that is going to be your set filters, you can actually update this so that you lock this in and you can update this as the default filter. So keep that in mind if it's something that you're cooking on a regular basis in this style. I'm not going to click that at the moment. Let's go in to see our 11 results. So bottom right-hand corner here. So you can see here we've got our zucchini, which was the ingredient that I was first searching for. And now you can see we've got without egg and tomato and gluten-free selected. Now, of course, as I said to you before, we're going to reduce the number of recipes we've got to choose from. But if I started to say remove gluten-free, because I knew what I could sub out for them gluten-free myself, just say I wanted to use gluten-free flour, etc., I could take that off. Automatically, my results have jumped up to 30 now. And again, I might choose to change this by my friend that's got the egg allergy is no longer coming, so I can remove that. And now I'm just looking for zucchini and tomato recipes cooked in the TM6. So as you can see, the filters will really help you in that space. Another thing that will help you is if you're overwhelmed by the number of recipes, you might like to do something like you're searching for chicken, but instead of recipes on the left-hand side here, you might like to choose collections. Now, that means that a collection is like a recipe book, a smaller version or a larger version of recipes. So if I press this, what you'll find is you'll now get actual cookbooks appearing. So sometimes this is a little bit easier if you're looking for that particular style of cooking. Instead of scrolling through hundreds and hundreds of recipes, I might be looking for a chicken one pot family midweek meal. And so now I've got a whole recipe collection that I can go to for that. And I don't have to go through all the separate recipes. Same if I was looking for something that was maybe slightly Asian inspired or whatever, I can actually go directly to that cookbook. So you can see the benefits in using the filters in this space. So always make sure that you're either on collections, which are if you're looking for cookbooks, or you're searching in recipes if you're looking for a specific recipe. Over to the right-hand side, it's got here an opportunity to give you some options when it comes to relevance. So now, if you're searching on a regular basis, you might want to see what's new out there. So you might want to select the newest recipes, or you're pressed for time, so you want to look for recipes that are just really quick and easy. Or again, you might want to choose to go with the rated recipes. And again, I'll mention that not all our recipes are rated, so some of them are quite new, so give some of those a chance as well. So that's something else to consider. Now, as I said, this is a very quick overview, so I'm just going to jump around a little bit, and if you want more detail, you should come along to one of our information sessions. So we've now just gone through the explore mode, so that's how you search for recipes, etc. Now, if I came across a recipe that I liked, say it was the chicken enchiladas here, these three dots play a very important role. When you click on the three dots, you get a little menu option that pops up here. You can cook it today, which means it'll plan to go straight today into your recipe library. You can bookmark it for a review. You can add it to a collection, and I'll talk about this in a minute, or you can add it to your week. You can also add it to a shopping list. And if you're not aware yet, I'm going to take you through another area, which means that you can actually shop direct from our Cookidoo app here as well. So our Cookidoo recipe platform is available today. What I'm showing you is on the laptop. You can get that on your iPad, and you can get it as an app as well. So all very user-friendly, and it's all live time. So whatever you're adding or updating in one area, it's going to appear, simultaneously on the Thermomix as well. Okay, so let's look at this enchilada recipe just as an example. I'm going to press this, and I'm going to say add it to my week, and I'm going to select a date, and that's going to be tomorrow. So if you can't see that calendar, I've just selected it for August the 31st, and I'm pressing save. It's disappeared. It's just told me that it's added, and I'll show you where that appears later. The other thing that I'm going to do is I know that I haven't got the ingredients for this, so I'm going to also add it to what's called my shopping list. So I'm just giving that a quick click, and now it's gone off to a shopping list as well, which I'll show you where to find that. If I think I'm going to really love this recipe, I might want to add this to my collections. And I'll talk a little bit more about this when I jump up the top in a second, but pressing the three dots and adding it to my collection opens up a library. So this is a bit like an iTunes playlist library, for instance, that I've created for myself. Now, I know I've got a folder called chicken. So there's my chicken recipes, and I can just click on here, and I've added that chicken enchilada recipe there. If I didn't have a recipe folder for chicken or specific burgers, for instance, this one on the left, I might choose to create a folder. So I would go add collection, and I might have a look through here. I can't see one about burgers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a folder. So I'm going to go create recipes, and I'm going to type in the word burgers and press save. And now when I go in here, I will go add to collection, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to check that it's appeared. So under my burger recipe, it should be there. So we'll go up the top here, because this is where you can really check all your folders. So we've looked at explore. The next one along is my recipes. And if I click on that tab, so again, we're focusing on these three headings up the top. So under my recipes and under created on the left here, you'll see those folders that I showed you before. Now, one of them I just made, which was the burger recipe, and that's where the burger then will appear. Now, the benefit of having these little libraries, and there's the chicken one with the chicken enchilada. The benefit of working in this particular space with created folders and recipes and things like that means that you don't always have to go through and search every time for a recipe. Once you've got your favorites, you can start creating folders. And I think that's a real time saver. You'll notice if I scroll down here, I've got things like all my dips, the dips that are my go-to dips. I don't want to go and search every time, but maybe I just can't remember the quantity or something. So I've got all my dips in one folder for entertaining, and it's quite easy. Same with cocktails and things like that. The other thing that you can do is you can save whole cookbooks. So in this section here under saved, I've got actual cookbooks or collections saved. And what that looks like is, say, if I go back to explore and say, we'll use the chicken one as an example again, but if I change this to collections, and you can see here that this particular chicken choice brings up quite a few books. So what I'm going to do here is, maybe I like this Middle Eastern one. I can tap on it, have a look at what it's got inside it. Very nice. I think I like all of those. I think I'm going to save this. So I go over to the right-hand side here and I press save. Now, let's remember the name of this, Middle Eastern. So we go back over to my recipes, again, the top function, the top choice up in the center here. We go over to saved. And if we scroll down to the section where the M's appear, then you'll see the Middle Eastern collection appear there. So if you like to collect whole books, that's a nice way for you to collect the whole books as opposed to just the recipes. All right, so now we're going to move over to the next heading. So we've done explore, we've done my recipes. We're going to go over to my week. Now, in my week, it gives you an overview of meal planning. Now, as I said, I'm not going to go into this in great detail. I'm just going to give you a quick overview now. But what this offers you is an opportunity to load up your calendar for the week, and also help you plan from a shopping point of view. And look, if you're anything like me and my family, we're sitting down having breakfast and they're asking me what's for dinner. So let's take that pressure off ourselves and sit down maybe on a Sunday night and plan the week ahead, but also plan the ingredients that we need to shop with. So earlier in this session, you'll notice I popped in the chicken enchiladas, and I've already got here another chicken dish. So I've got to make up my mind which one I'm going to cook tomorrow. But since I've actually dropped that chicken enchilada one over to the shopping list, I might just select this one here, and I may just remove this one and go back into the chicken enchilada for that particular recipe. And then, because that's very similar to the one that I've got here, which is the Mexican stack on the Thursday, we don't want two meals that are similar. I'm going to remove that one and I'll search for something else for the family for Thursday. Now, what we've got here is today's, I'm making a lasagna today. So I've got a bechamel sauce. I've made my banana bread earlier today, if you saw a post that I put up on my Facebook page. And tomorrow I'm going for that. And then I've got some other things that I've got there. Now, let's have a look at what my shopping list looks like. So over to the right-hand side here, I've got an old recipe that I've still got sitting here. So I'm going to remove this, which is the masala bread rolls. But I've got my soft cinnamon donuts there because I think when I was looking at that recipe, I needed something. So I popped it in there. So what we can do here is we can now look for some ingredients. So what we do is we show the ingredients. So press this button and it appears in two ways. You can actually let it appear in the shopping list via the recipes themselves. So there's the chicken and there's the donuts. Or you could actually go by in categories. So it's breaking it down roughly how you would find it in a supermarket. So with the dairy products and the fruit and veg and all of that sort of categorized to help you walk around a supermarket, as an example. But I like the by recipe. So I'm looking at this and I'm having a quick look here. And I do need some cheese, so I'm going to keep that there. I've already got the chicken breast, which is why I was selecting a chicken recipe. So I'm going to tick that box and just remove it. I've got the paste. I don't need salt because I've got that. So we can just remove the salt. I do need the tortillas. And I do need some coriander. I have red chili, so we're getting rid of that, getting rid of the garlic, the black pepper, the ground pepper, the lime juice I've got, the mozzarella I've got, olive oil, red onions, red peppers, the paprika, sour cream, onions, tin chopped tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, and I hope I've got some water. So you can see now I've reduced the enchilada recipe to just 4 ingredients that I need to shop for. And I'll scroll down now to the soft donuts. Now, the baking powder I've got, the egg I've got, the full cream milk I've got, Grapeseed oil, I know I've run out, so I'm going to have to get some more. The cinnamon I've got, the nutmeg I've got, oil, plain flour, I need some more flour, raw sugar I've got, salt I've got. So you can see there was 2 core ingredients that obviously when I looked at that recipe, I thought, oh, I need to shop for some of those, and that's what they were. So all up here, I've got 6 ingredients that I need, but I also know that I need to grab some yogurt. So I'm just going to put that down here because I haven't even got any starter for my yogurt to make. So I'm going to press the plus and yogurt will default there. Okay, if I wanted to go down again to my list of items that I scrapped just to check, I could go back and add them in, and that would be just by removing the tick there. But that's basically what I'm after. Now, from here, you can do one of 2 things. These 3 dots appear again. So whenever you see the 3 dots, always have a look at what they offer you. So these 3 dots will allow you now to share this recipe. So you might want to send it off to a partner. You might want to print it and walk around the supermarket. You can also use your phone app because whatever you've done here on your computer will be live on your phone app. But what you might want to do is just order them online. So you press this button here, which is order ingredients, and this will automatically link up with your Woolworths online. Or in New Zealand, I believe it'd be Countdown. So you press this and those ingredients will default and they'll just pop up here. Now, if I didn't like the Wallaby plain flour, I've got an option to click on this and swap that out. I might be a white wings type girl, so I might choose to select the white wings instead. And so therefore that will just update there. So you can see here where you've got this opportunity to actually swap and play around with these individual, product lines. And the one thing that I wanted to show you was when we were talking about the yogurt, this is defaulted to just the Woolworths brand yogurt. I want more of a pot set yogurt because I want to actually use it again and start making my own. So I need to get a good starter. So I like the Jalna one. And I'm going for the Jalna Greek, and I'm setting that one there. So I've got everything I need here. I just need to press the add to Woolworths cart and away that goes. And that will then, link into your Woolworths account, process your payment, and you arrange your delivery date. So this is something that you may like to consider when meal planning. It really saves you some time. But I tell you what, the biggest thing it's going to do is save you some money, because when you're not walking around just throwing things aimlessly into your shopping trolley, just because you may need them, you find that you actually do save a lot of money. So meal planning, if you designed your recipes for the entire week and then did your shopping as well online, you might find you're saving some money. The other thing I wanted to show you quickly over to the right-hand side, under the little down arrow, when you log in, this is your account area. So in the account area, this is where your subscription sits. So if you need to update your subscription or your credit card details and things like that, that's where you do it. But where you're going to get some gold is here under the help menu. So under help, there's a whole bunch of tutorials here to teach you. So you can actually click on here and start learning about how to create recipes, because you can put your own recipes in here. So you might have grandma's favorite apple pie, how you import it, how you actually edit it. You can do all of that in here as well. And, how to cook and move around the Thermomix. There's some great tips, some great videos, great content. Please go in and have a look in that help section under tutorials. And if you ever need to reach the support centre or get help, you can also go through here. So the support centre, Get Help in Australia, that's where you would go there. So taking you back to the main menu, again, 3 headings across the top here. Explore, that's how you actually find things. And don't forget the gold in the front page. So scroll down and have a good look at that. My recipes, that's where you're going to store your recipes that you like, create folders, store some lovely cookbooks, or even create your own recipes and drop them in here. So these are some of the ones that I've made and taken photos of, and there's some things in there. So they're my ones that I've created. Or you're going to go and do some meal planning and some shopping direct in the app. So I hope you found that quick, very quick, and I said a very quick overview useful. But please do book in, speak to your consultant or book in to a further Cookidoo session, learn a bit more. There's opportunities for you all the time to keep learning. So we'd love to hear from you. So thank you very much for joining us, and bye for now. I'm Linda Petrone, and reach out to me if you need me. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Linktree. Thanks. Bye-bye.